Heart pumps oxygenated or pure blood via arteries. And at the level of capillaries, the exchange of nutrition and oxygen takes place. From here, the return journey of blood starts via veins. The blood, after leaving the capillaries, which are almost 14 times smaller than hair, enters the venule. Multiple venules join together and form the veins. And like river tributaries, they join together to form bigger veins, collecting blood from organs and limbs. The venous network is so vast that if you measure them end to end, they will be about 150,000 kilometers long. The veins that you see in your hands and legs are called superficial veins and carry about 10% of blood volume. These veins ultimately drain into the deep venous system, and they in turn carry about 90% of blood back towards the heart. We don't see the deep venous system because they follow the course of major arteries and the nerves and are situated deep within the limbs and protected by muscles. There are two main sets of superficial veins in the lower limb. The longer one traveling from the foot to groin is called the long or great saphenous vein. This vein joins the deep vein at the saphenofemoral junction. The smaller one, which also starts in the foot, joins the deep vein behind the knee at the saphenopopliteal junction, is called the short saphenous vein. All superficial veins ultimately join the deep venous system via interconnecting tubes of veins called perforators. The only function of these perforators is to carry the blood from the outer vein into the deeper veins. This function is achieved due to venous valves, which allow the flow of blood only in one direction. As we humans have adapted to stand on two legs, gravity tends to hamper the upward flow of blood in the veins, and if not checked, blood will collect in the leg veins. Here again, the venous valves, which are present like checkposts along the entire length of deep and superficial veins, prevent the backward flow of blood. Also helping the valves in the upward flow of blood in the lower limbs is the muscles. Every time you walk or exercise, the muscles in the foot and calf pushes the blood in the deeper veins up towards the heart. Ultimately, all the veins in the body join together to help the blood back into the heart, where it enters the right side of heart, and from there entering the lung to collect oxygen, and then completing its cycle back in the left side of heart to begin again. The most common venous problems we see are varicose vein and deep venous thrombosis. Varicose vein are caused because of damage to venous valves, leading to reversal of blood in lower segments, causing swelling of veins, bleeding and ulcerations. While on the other side, deep venous thrombosis, called DVT, is caused by formation of clot in deep venous system, leading to swelling and pain. This is a medical emergency and needs urgent treatment.